said you're supposed to survive? Who gave you the idea that it's a gas to go on and on and on? And we can't say that it's a good thing for everything to go on living from the very simple demonstration that if we enable everybody to go on living, we overcrowd ourselves.
Damn, dude.
Yo, what up, everybody? What is good? Hope you guys are having a beautiful day, and welcome to the Damn Dude Podcast.
Damn, dude.
Where we have the conversations that need to be had in a way that'll make you think and say, damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
So, you know what I mean? We're here to keep it real, have some dope-ass conversations and insights. So, welcome to episode 18 of the Damn Dude Podcast. And, man, just reflecting back on the last episode with Sebastian, holy shit. Dude. I realized I kind of just started jumping into it, and I played that intro and didn't even address why I played that. I played that because I'll get back to what I was saying, but I'm gonna just touch on this first. I played that intro like that because death is inevitable, and that's kind of the whole theme of the show today is that, death's inevitable, and it's gonna happen to all of us, man, and that's kind of crazy. So, like, I don't know, especially just being at my boy's funeral all day yesterday, it just really got me thinking and got me, you know what I mean, just in this mood of appreciation and thinking, and I don't know, and just kind of how I think how I think stuff should go when it comes to having a funeral service, or like how I want my funeral service. I'm gonna get into this is pretty crazy. I'm gonna jump into this, so we'll get back to that subject in a minute. But the first thing I wanted to the first thing that I really wanted to touch on was the homie Sebastian's interview, bro. Oh my goodness.
Damn, dude.
That was like one of the deepest conversations recorded that's available on the internet. Like, dude, we got into it. We even had a moment where my brother and Sebastian were having a side conversation when they thought they were off camera, and it was like half the conversation was captured, and then I recap what was said that got missed after it. And dude, that was some super deep and powerful shit. Like, I highly, highly recommend go back and check that episode out, because that was like none other. Like, Sebastian is something else. That's Sebastian Hernandez. This is his book, It Takes a Leap. I'm in the process of just getting started. I've been lagging like crazy on it, but yeah, man, it's pretty cool. It looks easy to read. It looks fun, and I flipped through it. It looks pretty badass. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, dude, like, Sebastian's perspective and his natural way of being and his natural way of like caring and asking questions is unmatched. There's nobody else that speaks and has the insights that he does and has in the way that he has them. It's fucking trippy, dude. And it's crazy because, like, within that interview and just within all the recent life events going on, it really has me appreciating life. And I'm like standing in this place of where my good friend just passed away. Rest in peace, Stan Wesley Enriquez Pelago. Rest in peace, man. Love you, homie. Kind of in thinking about this whole thing, I'm like, damn, man, like, this has been tough, dude. Like, that was my homie, man. Like, we were tight since 6th grade. When he first came to America, he didn't even speak English, and we just vibed, and like, we thought each other was so cool, and like, we've just been friends ever since. And that was in like 96 or something like that. So, and it's 2021 now. I don't know how many years that is, but like, that's a long fucking time. It's like, what's that? 96, 06, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's 34 years? Is that right? 34? No, not even that old. It's something like 30-something years, 20-something years, about 30 years, let's just say. You can clearly tell math is not my strong suit. If you're watching the video, I'm out here with all my fingers out trying to count decades, and I like I said in one of those last solo episodes, dude. My teachers told me I wasn't gonna be walking around with a calculator, and I have one. I mean, I suppose I could use it if I really wanted to, but I thought I would try and do some math for you guys. And I think it's important too to show you guys that, like, yo, you don't got to be good at math or spelling or none of that shit to be successful. You know, it's good to know, and obviously can help you out and advance you and you know, streamline everything you're doing. So don't not learn it just because you don't need it, because it helps you. And something that helps you isn't necessarily needed, but if it helps you, then why would you? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just common sense there. So it's a trip because when I experience, I don't know, it's kind of like my formula for when death happens. I've realized I keep reevaluating how I interpret things and how life goes for me and stuff. So this is kind of my formula for like when people die and how to interpret it and how to have a powerful context still and how to have a powerful view on life when death occurs, because it's so hard and it seems so foreign to so many. And like, as somebody who's experienced a lot of death in their life, like especially really close and personal, like people who are close to me, I've realized that death, like, so now in present time, death equals appreciation. Like, that's what it means for me. It just, that's the only thing when I come to like simplify all of life. I'm like, appreciation is it, because appreciation is how you show love. That's what showing love is, you know. And it's like, when somebody dies, I think we should show love. And I think often when I start talking about this, people tend to start hearing, oh, just kind of stuff it away, don't feel it, don't cry, you know. No, what I'm saying is like, when people die, it's not a bad thing. It's not something to like just tuck the emotion away and not feel it, not experience it. But it's important. I think it's absolutely important to go and feel all the pain from it and understand and remember and recognize that, dude, like, pain isn't bad. We shouldn't run from it. We should embrace it, hug it, love it, and love it back to life. You know what I mean? It's like, when you break your arm, we don't just shoot you because you're in pain. You know, it's like, let's just put you out of misery, bro. Like, it's just better that way. It's easier. You know, it's like, no, like, you got to address the pain. If you break your arm and you just kind of skip over it, like, it's cool, you end up with like fucking fingers and wrists like me. Like, I don't know if you can see this on the camera. My pinky finger is like crooked as a mofo, and like my wrists only bend this far. Like, I can only bend my wrist back like there's only like a half an inch of flexibility in both my wrists. Cause doing thousands of push-ups when I was a kid, and then breaking all my fingers and wrists and all that shit, skating and biking and motorcycling and all that. So I know a lot about ignoring injuries, and I know a lot about treating them properly, and it definitely makes a difference when you do one or the other. And the same thing happens with our emotions, is that like, yeah, just because the bone, like, you don't have some physical injury there, like, yeah, that mental and emotional injury is probably more important and more prevalent in it needs to be taken care of, you know, like, that needs to be handled first, like the mental side of it. Because I'm thinking back, the first time I ever broke my arm, I broke my wrist, my left wrist, both bones in my wrist just split and like completely in half. And they were like poking almost out of my skin. It almost pierced my skin. And it was really nasty looking. And I ran to I didn't run to the nurse. I was actually kind of just like, well, fuck, like, maybe it's okay. And the teachers were like, no. And all the kids around the campus were like, oh my goodness. And everyone's like freaking out. And I'm kind of just like, well, I already had the mental capacity for to be like tough through injuries. You know what I mean? Like, when I was a kid, I trained with me and my homie John, rest in peace, John O'Day. We used to train in the adult class in Kung Fu because we graduated out of the kids class. Because it was only me and him that were able to do like the thousands of push-ups and the fucking flip adults and all this crazy shit. So, what was I getting at with this? Oh, so it's like, I realized, dude, like, fuck, where was I going with that? I don't know. I think essentially where I was going with this is like, Oh, I know. I had the mental toughness to understand my injury when my arm broke. So it's interesting because other people around me were crying at the sight of my arm. And I literally wasn't even phased. I was just standing there. No, I got mad for a moment. So shout out Don Gomez. Oh man, much love to you. You already know it's all love. We got a fucking cool history and everything. She broke my arm. Well, she didn't break it, but she pulled me off the monkey bars and I fucking fell down and my arm cracked and like, I got mad and I remember I tried to like punch her with my broken arm. I didn't want to like really, I just kind of was like mad and I wasn't, I didn't really like punch her, but like that was my first thing. I was just like, whoa, I need to chill. Like, what the fuck, like, so I just kicked back and I wasn't even mad, honestly. I was kind of more just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I was more like shocked, like, what the hell? But like I said, I was completely keeping it cool. I wasn't crying. I wasn't screaming. I wasn't running around in circles. I just got up and was holding my arm and looking at it. I was like, oh, this looks gross. Like, I don't think it's supposed to look like that. And literally the teachers came over going, oh my God. And there's kids freaking out everywhere. And they fucking rushed me to the nurse's office. And the nurse sees my arm and literally puts her hands over her eyes and starts screaming. And I'm just standing there as a little kid like, hello? Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I was in 4th grade at the time. So I'm standing there like, dude, lady, come on, like, what are we gonna do here? I'm just standing there. It's like, oh my God. And she's crying and hyperventilating. And I'm like, she's like, hey, we need ice. Because back in the day, the school nurse, their cure was saltine crackers and ice. And if saltine crackers and ice didn't fix it, then they couldn't help you at all. Like, that's some real shit. If you grew up in the 90s, maybe some of you thought, I don't know. It wasn't the same in the thousands as 90s. Like, you definitely had to be around the 90s for that to be the case, where you were in elementary school and the only thing they had was a bag of ice or fucking a quarter pack of stale saltine crackers. And then the like pee clothes that like if you wore something inappropriate or your clothes got damaged at school, they give you like the nasty ass clothes somebody peed in or whatever. So anyways, going back to the whole point of why I'm on that tangent is because it's like we've got to heal. We've got to feel the pains when we go through it, and we've got to heal it. And emotionally, spiritually, we've got to do these things. So at my homie's funeral, I cried my ass off, dude. And it wasn't on purpose and it wasn't not on purpose. I felt it and I just allowed it to go. And like, there's sometimes I couldn't help it. I was just so broken, man. Like some of the homies and family shared, I was just like, oh man, like it was so beautiful and so powerful. And it was just tough at the same time. Cause it's like in my homie's honor and like, I don't know, man. So I'm just going through it. I'm going through all the emotions and I'm like, and then the natural, like, why questions want to filter and just all the different thoughts, there's different people saying things like, oh man, like, the good ones go and, too young and all these things like that. And I'm kind of like, okay, like, yeah, but at the same time, it's deeper. Like, I don't know, like, I respect that, of course, it's like that. When somebody in their 30s passes away, yeah, they are too young, but at the same time, I believe, and nobody's wrong for having their thoughts, but it's like, I believe nobody's ever really too young to die because death is inevitable and it's the amount of impact and quality and lesson that was left here on this earth, and it's like, as somebody who's had my little sister pass away when she's a baby, like, I understand that she didn't get her time to shine or whatever, but she was here to teach myself and my family the lessons that we needed to learn. That was her whole purpose. And like you've heard me say before, I don't believe that God or the universe or however you want to see it, spirit guides, higher self, higher powers, like, I don't believe they make mistakes. I don't believe that life makes mistakes. I don't believe that Mother Nature makes mistakes. I don't believe that Father Time makes mistakes. I don't believe that. So it's a trip because it's like death basically for me now equaled, I don't know. So it's like, so for me now, death is appreciation, but before, death meant pain. And what's interesting is pain led to simplification, and simplification led to appreciation. And it's interesting because this whole thing came full circle for me, where I'm like, dude, like I just went full circle with this whole life lesson. Like, holy fuck. Like, I in no way I'm like, I get it now, because nah, we're never gonna get it. And if that's my approach, then life's gonna have to test me harder. So I'm just like, nah, it's not that I get it. It's that I do have a pretty big understanding of life and death, as somebody who's experienced a lot of like near death experiences, had my life flash before my eyes just many, many times, and all these different things. Growing up in the neighborhood and time frame that I grew up in was like pretty dangerous. It wasn't uncommon to be shot at, or for people to get stabbed or jumped, or street racing was huge, or like in an accident, or shit like that, or like stealing cars, or getting beat up by the cops, or different things like that. So all of this kind of like came back to me discovering that formula, which is like, yo, appreciation. I'm going to appreciate the pain. I'm going to appreciate the process. I'm going to appreciate the time that it takes. And I'm going to hold the space for everybody to be appreciative. And it's like, I know I sound annoying sometimes when I talk to people. Yeah, it's about appreciation. But you'll see, like, fuck, if one of your homies who died their whole life went, I don't want to say preaching, but just went talking about, yo, we got to be appreciative. We got to be appreciative. Like, oh, I'm so appreciative for this. I'm so appreciative for this. I think the answer is appreciation. Like, dude, if we had a homie who did that, that would impact us really hard when we died. So that's what I'm out to do, because like, I want to see that. And I see a handful of people. I see a handful of people. Oh, it's the homie Skins text me. What up, Skins? I'm excited. I'm about to go kick it with Skins. We're gonna get some Rombom burgers, fucking kick back, smoke one, and Stands Honor. So love you, Skins. I'm excited to kick it. Anyway, that totally threw me off. I don't know, but I think that I don't know, man. With this whole formula, like, I just realized, dude, that's what I was saying. Appreciation. Like, dude, I don't care if I'm annoying to you when I talk about this, or you think I'm incorrect, or you think that feeling hurt is more important. No, it's not that it's more important and not more important. It's that it's just the truth, dude. Like, how can you prove, or how can you disprove or argue that appreciation isn't the answer? If you don't believe that, then you're in your feelings hella, and you need to like, and you don't need to do anything, but I would recommend that you probably try some meditation or something, like go meditate, go breathe, practice, Oh, cool. 2 morning birds just flew up on my fence out here. Oh, that's awesome. I've been seeing a bunch of birds since Stan passed, and it's crazy because he taught me this like bird call thing when we first met, and like that's kind of been the sign for him, is birds keep showing up. And when we went on the hike, we went on a memorial hike from the other day, and I was sitting there, I was talking to his cousin and my homegirl Fan. What up, Fan? Much love. Your speech was absolutely fucking beautiful, Fan. Oh my God, I was kind of like a baby in your speech. The way you captured his life and perspective was phenomenal. So thank you for that. You did him great honor and justice with that. Damn, yeah, I'm a little all over right now because I'm just, man, it's been tough. So like I was saying, is like, dude, the whole thing is that like, we gotta have fun, man. We gotta appreciate life. And so that's one thing I realized is like, through my homie's ceremony, I like, I don't know, I was just like, it was cool, it was really beautiful. But I'm thinking like, dang, like, is this how he would this be his ideal way of going out? Or, I'm just like, I don't know, not that it really matters, but it's like, hold on, if we have a choice, we can kind of like say something about this. So that gave me the idea of like, excuse me. Oh, burping. So it's like, damn, I want to plan my own ceremony, and not so much like, I'm not talking about writing your will or having a trust, which if you own shit, get a will and a trust, both. You need both, not just one or the other. You need both. You need a will and a trust. That's because that ensures your shit gets passed down without your kids or relatives or whoever's getting it passed on to doesn't lose the house in the process, or doesn't have to get resold and repurchased or go to auction or none of that shit. It's like, it allows everything to go smoothly. So again, I'm giving the advice that I needed to take for myself, because I haven't done it either. At the same time, I don't really own shit, so I'm not tripping too much, but like my shit would be easy to divide if I died right now, the more I obtain some shit and whatever that I want to pass to my kids, it's more important to me that I pass knowledge and wisdom to my kids than and experiences than it is for me to pass money and stuff. At the same time, I want to pass all that on and property and all of that, you know, I'll obtain it. So it's like, I want to plan my own fucking funeral. Like, I want to make it, like, I don't even want to call it funeral. I want to call it my own ceremony, my own going away party, where it's like, dude, like, I want to make like an audio track where I'm like with you the whole ceremony. You know what I'm saying? Like, where it's like, I'll make an audio and it'll be all perfectly timed. It's like, okay, I'm going to have a smoke break where blunts will get passed around and everybody, you know, smokes one and does 5 or 10 minutes of silence. And then by the end of that 5 or 10 minutes, come on, I'll be like, hey, what up? You know, like, it's like, oh yes, welcome to my center. Or, yeah. No, I'll be like, oh yes, now proceed to the concessions. It is now time for self-reflection and munchies. And if you eat too much, there's more blunts for you real smokers. You know what I'm saying? Just some shit like that. Have some music playing. Almost like I want to like lead and host my own ceremony. You know, it's like, yo, this is how I get down, dude. Like, you guys are all here to like kind of honor my death anyway. Like, let me show you some shit how I do it. Like, I want my shit to be like the dopest fucking party ever. Like, I want you to like meet the love of your life at my party. I want my party, my going away ceremony to be the most life-changing event you've ever attended, you know? If me in real life isn't able to do that for you, I hope my funeral changes your life to the fucking fullest if you show up, or that's when you know, choose to hear what I gotta say or whatever. So, dude, like, yeah, man. And so it's like, you know, some things that I was thinking about, and I really like, I was thinking about how I really want people to like go up and tell as many possible stories and memories of me. You know, even if you were just the guy who, for some reason, you showed up to my funeral and you're just the guy at the liquor store, or, you know, that's how you knew me. And it was like, tell your interpretation of me, please. Like, please go up and share, like, open and honest. Like, man, like, Calvin was always in buying fucking Swishers, like, and, you know, water or whatever the fuck I buy. I don't know. Like, it would just be cool to have that person's perspective, you know? It's like, dude, if you have one small memory, if you have a memory of me fucking, I don't know, farting in 3rd grade class, then like tell that story. If you have a story of me fucking stealing the bottle of Captain Morgan at the party and drinking the whole thing and fucking just thugging out on the whole party and being like, this is mine now, and fucking pound the whole thing. Whatever the story is, if you remember fucking driving around blacked out drunk with me, if you remember any of the stupid ass shit, which I don't recommend anybody, anything, whatever comes to mind, tell it, man. Like, paint the whole picture of who I was. Do not hold back. I don't want anybody holding back on my funeral, because, man, it's got to be a party, dude. And I think that, sorry, I'm trying to write something down. Yeah, man. So it's like, it's so funny because I was thinking like, dude, there's all the things that like, this is the most I've ever used inevitably, but inevitably people there's things that people would say that I'm like, oh my gosh, I already know everybody's going to bring up, that I'm like, whether I want to or not, I can't undo it because I've already done it for so long. Like, one thing people are going to for sure talk about me is how I love peeing outside, and like how they have a story or memory of me peeing somewhere. Like, I hope my legacy is greater than that, but I know those stories are gonna fucking hella go around. Oh, man, and it's funny because one got brought up at the homie's funeral, and I saw a bunch of the homies like, I kept getting brought up, oh yeah, remember when you peed here? Remember when you peed there? I forgot I peed into international waters. You're not supposed to do that. I peed off the Golden Gate Bridge. I peed off the inside of the balcony in the Embassy Suites one time. I fucking was peeing in the middle of the street in Mexico in Puerto Vallarta. No, Puerto Nuevo. I mean, I'm like wild. I peed at everybody's backyard, peed in everybody's house. Like, I love peeing outside. and I have to pee a lot. Like, so I'm just one of those people. I'm sure if you kick it with me a lot, you're like, damn, Calvin gotta pee a lot, dude. Like, I'm just fucking like that, dude. um, oh, that's funny. All right, we're gonna take a quick break here, right? And we'll be right back.
Damn, dude. Calvin, even though Calvin looked like he just ate a cat.
What up, everybody? Welcome back. You are listening to the Damn Dude Podcast. Make sure you tell everybody and follow us on Instagram at Damn Dude Podcast. We're pretty active on there and post a lot of cool shit. That's social media wise. That's where you're gonna find us with the heaviest presence. So anyway, back to what we were saying. I want to like plan my own funeral. You know, I'm gonna plan my own ceremony and celebration and music and timing and certain things to be done. Like it's gonna be fucking cool, man. Like I said, I want it to be life changing. Like to the homies and whoever, like show up, make a lot of fucking noise, man. Make fucking noise. Everybody be loud, have fun. Like I don't give a fuck, man. No rules. Like be respectful to the property we're at. But dude, make some fucking noise. I don't give a fuck if you pull up. No, it's not that I don't give a. I want you guys pull up doing fucking bumping loud music, loud ass exhaust, loud ass motorcycles, doing burnouts, doing wheelies. Like pull up to my funeral being as cool as you fucking can, cause I want you guys to showcase the best versions of yourselves to each other. Where it's like, yo, Calvin knew this guy? Holy fuck. Like, I didn't know he knew people that could do this and did that. If you have some skill, please perform it at my funeral. My celebration, I should say, my ceremony. If you got a skill, please do it. If you got a funny joke, if you got a funny story, whether you don't have any skills or not, please go up and say something. Please, please, please. Cause dude, that's how we live on. I just want to, I've always had this feeling in the back of my head that like, I'm not going to get my real shine and credit until I die. I don't know why. Like, I've just always had that in the back of my head. It's like, yeah, I feel like I'll be really well known and, people are going to know me. And I know a lot of people, but like, like on the next level sort of shit. And I think it's like when people can keep talking about you and tell your stories, that's how you live on forever. You know what I mean? Like if you're on Instagram and you follow Bruce Lee's account, it's like as if Bruce Lee's still alive. You know what I mean? It's like he's still living. Like it's crazy. So I think that's the coolest way to be able to go on is like, damn, it's like people are putting on for you, Like I said, I want people to show up, loud music, loud pictures, show up with pictures, show up with letters, show up with stories, write something out beforehand or show up and do it on the spot. I'm a like on the spot type of dude, but if it helps, then do it. It's my death wish for you to go up and share stuff because that's going to connect each other and you can make your new best friend at my death celebration. You know what I'm saying? So for those of you, it's like, man, I'm not, in no way am I putting energy into me dying. This is more just like, yo, like, I want this celebration to be dope, I've been to a lot of funerals where I feel like, damn, like, I don't know if this is how they would have been honored or how, like different things like that. And there's no right or wrong way, but I'm like, if I have a say in this or I can do something or like at least put some input into it, then like it kind of takes the whole mystery out of what to do. I feel like it'll make it easier for my family and friends when I die that they'll be able to see, like, I don't know, they'll be able to see how easy it is, and it's like, oh, cool, and how fun it is and how much value it is. And it's like, I feel like you'll really be able to get the scope of what I've been trying to do my whole life when you meet the people involved in it, because it's like the people says so much about who you are. So I think that's what's fascinating and exciting is like the people pretty much dictate who you are. If you're an asshole, then you're probably going to know some people who aren't that tight. If you're somebody who's a really good, loving person, you know people who are solid. So experiencing that at my homie's funeral just recently and like, ones before is like, yo, you got cool ass homies. Like, damn, dude, like you were hella cool.
Damn, dude.
Here, there, everywhere, on your Dr. Seuss shit, cool everywhere. Like that's how we should be living life. It's like, that's authentic. That's real. When we do that, we're really living life, you know, and my homie, he lived his life. This fool just fucking sold Yu-Gi-Oh cards and flipped random shit for a full-time living, graduated college, was going back for a second degree, like, this whole thing just off flipping shit. He could go snowboarding when he wanted, he can go ride his motorcycle when he wanted, he could just do what he wanted when he wanted, and he did. And his whole thing was that he's here for a good time, not a long time, and he did that shit, man. So, like, I think when I die, I want people just to, I think I'll make an official fucking thing, you know what I'm saying? But this is just out there so you guys can get it. If I don't ever get around to making some extra fancy recording or something. So my whole thing is like, when I die, like, I'm very spiritual. I'm not religious though. Like, I take what spirituality I can from religion, but I don't believe in like the blind faith, or I don't believe in fearing God. I believe that God is love. And, you know, I that's what I think. So like, I think that, for me, what I mean by spirituality is like being connected to something deeper and something higher. It's something felt and experienced. It's not something learned or taught. It's that feeling of when you're proud of yourself, when you're proud of your homies, when you're proud of your family, when you're proud of somebody. It's that feeling of like when you're just so connected to nature, or you've connected to your dog and it's just like, oh, like, I love you so much. Like, you're so cute, or your baby, or your animals, or your turtles, or, you know, whatever the hell you're into. For me, spirituality is also, it's not only like meditating. It's not only a way of thinking. It's also not just a way of understanding life and perceiving people and interpreting things and feeling emotions and, you know, and experiencing my senses. It's more than that. To me, my spirituality also lives in my activities and what I'm doing. Like, when you do stuff with me, you'll notice that, like, it's not uncommon if you hang out with me that by the end of the day, you're like, I'm fucking exhausted. Because it's like super intense. Because it's like, for me, what I believe and I feel and I think about myself, I guess, when I'm, you know, like, is that I'm living my spirituality. Like, I'm pretty open of a person, and I'm safe to talk to. I'm approachable. And at the same time, I believe that I want to share this spiritual experience with you. So this has nothing to do with religious, making you believe anything or anything. This is just you. This is just me being aware of you feeling my good vibes and my good intentions. That's what I mean by that. It's like, but the thing is like, when you're standing in love and you're feeling it and you're standing in spirituality, like how I just explained, it's tiring, but at the same time, it's completely rejuvenating. Like all the people who've done the podcast with me so far, who've done an interview, they've been like, bro, that was absolutely exhausting. Like, I don't know why I'm so tired. And in my head, I'm kind of just like cracking up, because to me, this feels like after doing super intense like meditation or personal development or stuff like that, where it's just a different version of, you know, like spirituality. So I try and just hold that space of like love and intensity, you know, where it's like, I know I'm super intense, especially when it comes to certain things. And a lot of people, they either can't handle it and have to check out, or who people who are like on board with it, it's like, whoa. And it's intense, dude. It's super intense. And I know that's also why I'm not like the first to be seen as cool, because I'm just like, boom, like, and when you're like that, it's not as like universal, but at the same time, that's cool, because that's who I am, you know? You know, so kind of like, I know it could be exhausting, because if you roll with me and you're doing all these things and experiencing the spirituality that I'm experiencing, like how I just explained, spirituality is freedom. Spirituality is fun. Spirituality is a feeling of connectedness, sharing a vibe. That's what spirituality is to me, heightening my awareness of it. To me, that's practicing spirituality. Meditating is a version of that. Reading is a version of that. Using my creativity is a version of that. Surfing is a version of that. Motorcycles is a version of that. BMX bikes is a version of that. Skateboarding is a version of that. Me just kind of talking in general, talking on the mic, speaking publicly is also another one of those things I'm realizing is it for me. When I go surf, I'm just like so fucking open and good. I'm just a better person after I surf or skate or motorcycle or do those activities, or when I do interviews or when I teach babies how to swim. Like, oh my gosh, I am so exhausted by the end of the day. And I know that what I did was the right thing. And I know that what I did was positive and forward moving, and it's something of growth and love and positivity, you know? So I think that it's like, I have that intensity in relationships and business sometimes, and like having intensity is important. You know, it's good to be aware of it though, because if you're too intense into certain things, you're usually missing a piece of something. You know, it's like, I think that we need to be aware of our intensity. If you're an intense person, you should be aware of it. I highly recommend that, and I take that for myself too. I'm very chill. At the same time, if we get into it like about some shit that like I'm really passionate about, I'm really intense. And a lot of times people will misinterpret that for me being angry or me trying to argue or something. And I'm like, no, I'm literally not yelling. I literally have no like emotion, you know, this or that. I'm trying to persuade or do anything. I'm just like really intense. I care about it a lot. You know, if we're going to talk about babies swimming and you're going to tell me one thing and you're open to a conversation, oh my, I'm going to get deep into this shit, you know, like be ready, because I'm going to come from every fucking angle, dude. Like, I don't get into debates or whatever unless I really, really know my shit through experience. Then I'll fucking just go, dude. Like, you're not going to beat me when it comes to that type of shit. And it's because it's like, I know that like something that I've mastered, I will go absolutely hard. If I haven't mastered it, I'll let you have your opinion. I mean, even if I have mastered it, I'll let you have your opinion. But like, if you're open to going back, if you're open to giving, receiving that energy and that intensity, dude, it goes deep and far. And you'll hear that with that interview with Sebastian, and in my next interview with I don't even want to say my homie, but yeah, he's my homie, and he's a fucking businessman. Oh my goodness. My boy Diego is our next. I'll tell you where he's from and his company and everything, because it's kind of a big deal. A lot of people were kind of freaking out that we were working together, because yeah, it's pretty dope. He's got a big thing going. And my man Diego, he's also one of those people. He's very intense, super intense. He's really aware of himself, and he's really like, you'll hear it in our interview, but he's like one of those people who just loves business, dude. And like, he's on another level with it, man. Like, he's on a different level when it comes to wanting business, creating business, starting business. And the way he runs it and goes about it is very unique and different. And he's a creative dude. He's very clean cut, very straightforward. And he knows what he wants. And that makes him a fucking scary weapon, because he knows what he wants. You know, he knows where he's going. He knows what he's doing. And to me, I'm like, yo, I fucking love that. To me, it was important to have him on the podcast. That with that interview, you'll notice it's a little more geared towards like how to like conducting and navigating through business and life and everything that has to do with that, you know. And it's really dope because it goes deeper than that. Obviously, like I said, nothing on the show is just gonna be some superficial shit. It's always gonna go deep and be real as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I just look at business and I could see my love for it. I'm a pretty terrible businessman, and I love it at the same time. I love doing business, and I love having a business, even though I'm not that great at it. It's like I've always had some sort of little hustle since I was a little kid. Like, you know, when I was little, I started fixing bikes, painting houses. What else? You know, mowing lawns, washing cars, selling candy bars. That was my biggest breadwinner, was selling candy bars. I was a hustler, man. Yeah, when it came to hustling candy bars, nobody was touching me, dude. Like, there's a chance my record still might stand at Challenger for selling the most candy bars, unless somebody's parents fucking were like, "Oh, we're making a donation," and did it for them. But I'm talking like I was in front of the grocery store every day until I stole a box of 30 or 50. I think it was 50 actually. I'll sell that box of 50 and then I was like, all right, cool, like let's go. And I would sometimes I'd come back with more money than the candy was worth because of my hustle. My mouthpiece was making me money, dude. Like I said it on the show before where I'd be like my candy bars were $1, right? And I would be like, hey, if you buy one for the price of two, you'll get one free.
Damn, dude.
That was my favorite shit ever, dude. I used to hit everybody with that. If you didn't catch it, if you buy one for the price of two, you'll get one free. That means you ain't getting shit for free. That means you just bought two at normal price. But you know how many people I had who were like the hustler type and they were just like, what? Bro, here's $10. Here's $5. I don't even want the candy. That was fucking sick. Like, keep going, bro. Just keep going. I'm like, word, all right. Like, thanks, dude. Holy shit. Because I realized I would hit people with like, hi, would you like to buy a candy bar to help support my trip to San Francisco with my school? And then people are just like, well, whatever. It's the same thing. It's like, hi, would you like to buy some cookies? Like, stop. But it's always like, hey, bro. Yeah, like, it's, some slick ass shit. It's funny, you know? And it's like, it's realer. That was more in alignment with my actual personality. And that was when I first got a taste of like, be yourself in your business. Have fun with it, man. Like, this shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, dude. Yeah, man. So it's like, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys want at your funeral? How do you want it to go down? You want it to be all traditional? You want it to be boring? You want it to be exciting? You want it to be like very solemn, or you want it to be very like hyped? You want it to be, you know, like I want mine to be able to create a safe place for people to cry and feel the pain, really, you know, feel it, experience it all. And then I just want it to be an absolute celebration of appreciation and life and, you know, just absolute beauty. Like I want it to be so beautiful. You know, not about money, not about this or that. It's just about connectedness, connectivity. That's that shit. So, yeah, man. This has been an interesting episode to me. I've been thinking about this like all day and kind of, you know, over the past couple of days too. And I don't know, like all of these ideas I just put out on this episode were kind of just all shifting around in my head. I'm not even sure if I put these out the way that I wanted to, but it's all good because it is what it is and it do what it do and it ain't what it ain't and it is what it is. So that's what it is, kids. I appreciate you guys listening all around the world. And make sure you go find us on all major and non-major platforms because that's how the fuck you listen to podcasts, dude. So, also go let us know what you thought of today's episode on Apple Podcasts. Let us know who you'd like to see interviewed, any guests you want to see, any topics that you have, or just what you think about the show, man. Leave us a 5-star review, and it's much appreciated. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Pandora, TuneIn and Alexa, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Pocket Casts, Deezer, Listen Notes, Player FM, Podcast Index, Overcast, Castro, Castbox, Podfriend, and the early episodes of our podcast in video, actually, the only place in video, is on YouTube. So make sure you go check us out there. We've got 3 videos up so far. We got to keep going. It just takes so long to fucking edit videos. And that's a shitty excuse. But, if you know anybody who's interested in doing it or something, I don't know, holler. Yeah, dude. Shit, I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys have a beautiful day, man. Appreciate your life. Appreciate each other. Life is too damn short, especially when you love it. And you're living it to the fullest. So, like I said, I appreciate you guys. And on that note, make sure you guys go give Rooster Tail a follow. That's at Rooster Tale. He's responsible for all of our music on this podcast. If you need intros, outros, anything like that, holler at him. And just go check out his music at Rooster Tail Official. That's Rooster Tale Official. And go check him out. On that note, take us out, Rooster Tail.
Push away.